Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about burnout. So your job consumes your life and your job is terrible, so your life becomes terrible. We're going to be talking about how to prevent that, how to know if it's happening, and give you some other tips. We're also going to have a guest video from one of my best friends who has his own business. We're going to be talking a little bit about time management, some boundaries when it comes to work and home life, and a little bit more on burnout. So by the end of this video, you should have a pretty good idea on what you can do to relieve stress in your life and not experience that burnout. Now this video is sponsored by MongoDB Atlas, which is a cloud offering of MongoDB. Check it out guys, I'll leave a link for you guys in the description. MongoDB Atlas is a cloud offering of the world's leading NoSQL database, MongoDB. In just a few minutes, you can have a fully managed cluster deployed to Amazon Web Services, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform. This is a great choice as a developer if you want the productivity of a document database mixed with the flexibility and scalability of the cloud. Why don't you get started with a completely free tier cluster by following the link in the description.
This is worse than tasting blood. Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
It is terrible.
And you try this?
I tried it. I had plenty.
Oh, gross. How can they say that tastes like watermelon? It's like dirt.
What's going on everybody? Welcome back. This video we're going to be talking about burnout. It's going to be awesome. So where do we even start? Burnout is such a crazy topic in computer science and entrepreneurship because so many people are experiencing it. I've been through it and it kind of sucks. And we're going to be talking about my experience with it and what I've done to basically improve that issue for me. And we're also going to be sharing some stories and some other cool stuff that hopefully will help you consistently improve your life and your career without going through burnout. So what is burnout? Essentially, when you're just working pretty much too much, using too much mental capacity, you just run out of juice. And no matter what you do, you just can't seem to get that juice back.
Which has happened more than once with you.
Unfortunately, yes. So I can kind of share my story. There's various times I've experienced this, but one really big one was when I was working full time and I was finishing up my bachelor's degree, which just sounds like two things you shouldn't mix together. But on top of that, I was trying to do YouTube in the process. So pretty much I couldn't focus enough time or energy on any of the three things. So they all just kind of got a little bit. So I did all three of them bad. And over time, I just got tired. I stopped enjoying school. I stopped performing well at work. Well, I don't know if I ever performed well at work, but I performed even worse at work. And my YouTube videos were not really a thing anymore.
Yeah. And sometimes I think we lose sight of why we're doing it. Like, I mean, anybody, not just us. Like, you start your business and you're really excited about it and you're going really, really good and you're just like, you're really excited. And then a couple months go by and it's not exactly growing how you were expecting it to grow. And then you kind of start going like, maybe this isn't really what I'm doing. And then, and then, that was English, by the way. And then you kind of lose sight of the whole reason you even started because it's been a couple months. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you kind of start getting burnt out.
You get behind your goals and then you're like, oh, I'm already too far gone. Like, why even do anything?
Yeah.
Usually it's just from working too much, too many hours. So the first thing you can do is ask your friends and family because they're going to be pretty blunt. Like, hey, you ask your kid, hey, son, do I work too much? If his response is, who are you? Or something, then
No, I really, really like that because I think a lot of times you do that, which is fine. It's fine to work a lot if you're really excited about it and everything. But if you're working all day, every day until 2 a.m., which he has done for the last 2 or 3 nights. But if you're doing that consistently, every once in a while, it's okay to work really long days. But you still need to have fun. Yeah, that kind of leads to setting a schedule. Because especially if you're working for yourself and you're making your own business, set a schedule so that you're not working 15-hour days every single day. Yeah. And that's something we kind of struggle with still, setting a schedule, because sometimes we're not very busy and we don't have a lot to do. So we can say, okay, we're going to work from 8 to 5. But then maybe next week we have to work from 8 to 11.
So the first thing, ask your friends and family. If they forget who you are, you're probably not spending enough time with them. Second thing is, if you're working a lot, ask yourself if there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Ask your friends and see if there is any change in your potential workload. If your friends are like, you're working too much, and then you look at your workload and there's no realistic way of cutting down the amount of work in the next 3 months, then you're probably setting yourself up for burnout.
You're doing too much.
And it's not going to serve you. So figure out a workaround, or delegate some work, or if you're self-employed, find some money and outsource something. Okay, so the key ingredients for me to improve my burnout was, one, just getting more sleep. It sounds silly because then you get less hours of awakeness, but one of the big issues of me getting the burnout was I was sleeping like 5 or 6 hours a night.
If you're not sleeping, you're not going to feel very well, and you're not going to be able to work at your highest potential. It's like, you need to make sure you're taking care of your body, or else, you're not going to be able to work anyway, because you're going to be in the hospital.
Yeah. So make sure you're sleeping at least 12 to 16 hours a day.
Yep.
No, I'm just playing. Like 7 to 9. Like
maybe on Saturday.
Yeah.
No more subs.
The last thing that has helped me improve my burnout was just doing less stuff. Right. So the less stuff you do, the more you can win at, because you're able to make everything deeper. Right. So you can have deeper relationships. You can have deeper focus in your work. You can stop multitasking, have a clearer mind. And one of the big things was, like, I started getting rid of junk in my house and on my computer. Like, I reset my computer just so I could have a deeper relationship with my possessions and my files, which sounds kind of odd, but
sounds so hippie.
Yeah.
Hashtag tidying up.
Yep, that's it. All right, so I wanted to share a tweet from this person I've been following on Twitter.
And I love this so much.
I think her name's pronounced Toonie, but I don't know. Being a developer means you only have 2 work modes. 1, I'm a demigod. I reign supreme over machines. And 2, even amoebas are smarter than me and would have figured this out by now. And you pretty much switch from one to the other several times a day.
That's you. It's you.
Yep. So what's the significance of this tweet? There's highs and then there's lows. And if you're getting more lows than you are highs, that's the road to burnout and destruction.
And this really leads to, like, the next picture. Basically, you want your life, I guess, to kind of look like, this graph, but it's still, like, going up. Like, you're still from here to here. Even though you have some lows, you still end up higher than you did before. So this picture is from Derek Halpern from socialtriggers.com. I believe they also have a YouTube channel. But I just thought it was perfect. I found it on their website, and it was just awesome. But you can see where they start. It's I'm excited, which is usually the very first, you're starting a new business or you're starting a new job, whatever it is. I'm so excited. And then it's going down. It's oh, this is hard. And then it goes up. It's working. Down. I messed up. Like, it goes up and down like that all the time. Like, for everybody.
So it's all a process. All right, so now I wanted to share a video from my friend Josh, who recently passed his 1 year as a business owner, and I think he has a lot of insight on burnout and time management and so forth. So here you guys go. Hey everyone, I'm with Josh, one of my best friends growing up, who is also into tech, and he's been running a computer shop for a little over a year now.
Yep.
How's that experience going for you?
It's going pretty good.
Is there a lot of highs and lows?
Yes, absolutely.
But overall, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a journey that's been worthwhile.
So on the topic of burnout and the first year of being a business owner, right? So I just started doing this YouTube thing full time this year. So I'm probably going through a lot of the same experiences you had, just maybe about a year ago. So
I think that car just hit that truck.
I think I heard it. Yeah.
I see the whole truck move.
What are your biggest? It's cool. As a new business owner, what are some of your key challenges that you had to face to get to where you are today?
To get to where I am today, 1 year later and still sane, I like to believe.
Questionable, but
First part was being overwhelmed. I immediately felt overwhelmed because this was an existing business and
so you purchased this business?
yes. So I was immediately thrown into the fire. I was given, like these MacBooks to take apart and desktops to fix and lots of stuff. And maybe that part wasn't new to me. I'm very skilled in that, but managing it and becoming the boss per se, and that was really overwhelming because no one else was going to work overtime. You had to,
yeah.
and I had to stay late and get up early, and there was just a really rough time, and I think that eventually led to burnout.
I think so.
Yeah, like 3 months later, I was done with it. I wanted to close shop.
Wow.
I just absolutely.
Did you start to lose the interest in computers as well?
Yes, because it immediately became a chore to understand them. Immediately became a chore to understand a new process.
So do you think you're still in that burnout phase, or have you recovered?
I have recovered.
So how?
What's the magic sauce?
How do you get that juice back in you?
Find a delight in your work you're doing.
Okay, well, let's take a look at maybe your work hours. Like, have you worked less now than you did then? Do you have stronger boundaries? Like, what changed? Better support from friends and family?
I do have a lot of support, and I'm a lot more willing to ask for help now.
Yeah.
I remember in the beginning I thought I had to be the classic entrepreneur, as we think of it, as in like you're the sole person, like out on a mountain cliff, like the wind's blowing in your face and you're like up against all these struggles. But I don't think that's what it's about. It's about asking for help and knowing how to ask for help.
So what about the boundaries between work and not work? Do you have clear boundaries? Did you when you started?
I did not when I started. No, I pretty much lived here when I started, and it was awful. It put a lot of strain on my family, my fiance at the time, and I know you and I didn't talk for a while. So, but I guess at this point in my life, it happened like I had a good time where I had this boundary problem, but I was also getting married in a year. So I was like, this is a problem I need to figure out, or it's gonna cause a lot of problems. I don't know if I've truly fixed this problem because my wife still thinks like, you're crazy, you want to work like all the time. But at the same time, I realize like I need to make quality time for her.
And I think like the amount of time you commit to your business is less.
Yeah, I'd say it's less, but the results are more.
So it's all about working on stuff that really matters.
Yeah, it definitely is. You really have to work effectively, really doing only the stuff that matters, putting off what isn't important, trying to ignore the seemingly urgent. I could tell you 15 things I have to do right now, but I'm not doing them, okay? I mean, that's not to say I'm ignoring them, but I realize that, like, hey, this can be put off. Mr. MacBook user here, he wants it by Tuesday. So I'm going to do this, and then we'll find time to do those other things.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I don't know if we've ever shaken hands.
I don't know.
We're always just
I have
like,
a couple times.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that video. And now what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about our business development and the potential future of doing some app development in this series or a very similar series where we basically build an app and talk about monetization and marketing and all of that. So, very first thing, I just wanted to talk about some progress on the channel. We hit 100K subs, that is. which I talked about that in the previous video. But I did a very special dedicated video to thank all my subscribers. And there's a really... you gonna say something?
I legit cried.
You definitely...
Finished the video and he was like, come watch this. And I was like... You're making me cry.
You definitely need to go check out the video, but here's just a little preview of an ad I did. Not an ad. It's a little 30-second. You got this, right?
Go check out the skit from this video. It's really awesome. He did it with his dad, and it's hilarious, and you guys will love it.
Hey, son.
Oh, hey, Dad. What's going on?
Say, Caleb, how's your YouTube channel doing nowadays?
Funny you should ask. We actually just reached 100,000 subscribers. Can you believe that?
No, that's amazing. I'm proud of you, son. Yes.
What was that?
What? Nothing.
No, I saw you were like...
Yes. No, I wasn't.
Yeah. All right. The other thing is I wanted to talk a little bit about the show and where it's going. The first step for us is to build an audience. So get people going. But obviously we're not going to be able to build an audience without like a target audience in mind, which is entrepreneurship and app development, but not exclusively software developers. So if you're just looking for exciting, entertaining, motivating stuff on taking that extra step in your career and taking ownership of what you're doing with your life.
Entrepreneurship-y stuff.
Yeah, and that's not purely on your own business, right? If you just want to promote, get a promotion at work or shift careers, this series is going to be all about that. Now that I'm on my own, I want to talk about app development from an entrepreneurship standpoint. So although we might not be going into tutorial style, here's every single step I did to build this app, I want to talk about how I market it or how I make money from it or just different things I'm trying that are exciting. What do you think of that, Aaron?
I think it sounds fabulous because I am not a tech person and I would be bored to death if you were sitting here doing a tutorial.
There you go. She has spoken. The only other thing I wanted to share with you guys is the resource of the week, which is actually not really like a learning resource like last time. It's more of a website. But this is Rebrandly, and basically it allows you to do short linking. And by the way, this is not a sponsored ad, but you guys, if you want to sponsor me, Rebrandly, hit me up because I like your site. Basically, I wanted to create a custom short link URL. So right now I have calcur.tech, and I want to be able to do like /C course or subscribe and make that go somewhere. So similar to Bitly, but there's 3 reasons that you would want to have a custom one. So first off, it's branded. So rather than having Bitly, which can be very suspicious looking, calcur.tech, I'm Caleb Curry, and that's in my description, so I'm probably sending... What is with everyone like blaring music? I'm probably sending you to a good place. So that's one thing. The second thing, you don't have to compete for the subdirectories because you own the domain, so you can get /C. That's not going to be taken. You can get /subscribe. But if you went to bit.ly and tried to take those, they're probably taken. And the third thing was you can update where the URL points. So if I have a link to a C course or something and then I change it later on, I don't have to go through all my descriptions and update links. I can just go
Makes
into...
my life easier.
Oh yeah. That's what I did yesterday, and it's already been a huge help, so.
Q&A.
Let's do this.
We don't exactly have questions, basically like the last time. It's more like comments to kind of get a conversation rolling. So, the first one's a question. Why is following your passion so hard?
I don't know. What do you think?
It's kind of what we already talked about, but definitely I think, well, it kind of depends on what your passion is, I guess. But I think a big thing is you're usually competing with other people that have that same passion, that are trying to turn that passion into a business. So for Caleb, I know a lot of times, with both of us, we struggle with, okay, well, this person just started less than a year ago and they're already surpassing me in subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
That is so annoying. At the same time, we're excited for them, but that can make it really hard to just keep going because it's like, they're doing so much better than me. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to be jealous of anyone.
Right. It's not like that, but you are competing, and it can be discouraging sometimes.
Not as good video.
Definitely something to make it easier to follow your passion is to not compare yourself to others, which I tell Caleb a lot of times, and it is hard though. But that is definitely something. Just quit comparing yourself. You're your own person. You're working on your own thing. You're doing a fantastic job, and you're gonna grow how you're gonna grow. Someone commented on our last weekly video for this video and said that he likes to inject breaks into his routine, which is what we've been talking about. Breaks are so important. But he says he volunteers as a coach, so he has a set schedule where he has to leave his desk and get out of the house for a while and be social for a little bit. So that also leads to, don't be a recluse. Like, get social. Like, get off your booty and, like, do something and set a schedule. I mean, we kind of already talked about this, but I liked his point of volunteering.
And work parties do not count.
No. You're still with the people you work with. Blech. So Caleb had a video not too long ago about the imposter syndrome. It's basically burnout.
It's like pre-burnout.
Yeah, like...
when you feel it, like you don't match up with your coworkers or anyone else.
So, I mean, this can also be kind of what we were talking about, like when you're making YouTube videos and you compare yourself to somebody else. It's kind of like, I'm not as good as them. I'll never make it. I don't know if that made any sense. Anyway, so from that video, this person says, and I just love this so much. I'm loving it because, especially when Caleb was working.
At my first internship, I had a sour experience because when I asked a couple too many questions, they were like, why don't you do any of this research on your own? So I felt like I couldn't ask questions, I stopped.
Your boss literally told you not to ask questions. Didn't he?
Pretty much,
That's ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. But this person said, the most professional thing you can say ends with a question mark. I don't know. Can you help me? And like, I just love it because like, I just know that you struggle with that so much. It's really hard to be like, yes, I'm a good coder, I'm a good fill in the blank, and then you get a job, and then it's like, I don't know how to do this. Like, it's hard to ask somebody for help, but it's so important. But I really liked how that person said that. So you could really avoid burnout just by talking to your coworkers and asking questions, is where I was going with that. This one, I feel kind of bad like picking on this person, but they commented, so whatever. You left a comment, you're getting put in the video. This person said, I constantly feel this imposter syndrome whenever I'm in the office. That's the reason why I don't really talk with my colleagues. I thought I am the only one that felt this, but this video made me feel like a normal person. I always feel that I don't know anything. So I took this example because they literally said they don't talk to their colleagues, which they said they don't talk to their colleagues because they feel the imposter syndrome, but I think they feel the imposter syndrome because they don't talk to their colleagues. You need to ask questions. You need to talk to other people. And we struggle with that too. I'm Caleb's colleague.
Yeah.
We're the only people that work on his business right now. And when we're out of sync...
So the discussion for the upcoming videos that I want to talk to you guys about is whether entrepreneurship is the path you should be taking, or if a more standard regular job is what's best, and that's perfectly okay. So in the comments, let us know your experience with entrepreneurship, and also as an extra thing, give us some topics that you want to hear about, because we want to create some more of these videos as we finish up some of these series and get into the app development stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to be going over some more lifestyle stuff. So let me know what you guys want to hear, and yeah, peace out. And subscribe.
There we go. Do I do my fold thing?
Folding.
All right, that was episode 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please share your experience with entrepreneurship and also any questions you have that you would like to be discussed in future episodes. So maybe just give us some topic ideas.
Thank you, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell. It makes make sure you actually know we're putting videos out there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.